Hi, you're watching John Huang's Junior Investors Club. I'm your host, John Huang, and today I'll be going through basics of what are stocks and options. Right? For me, I basically trade on the US stock exchange, so I'm mainly involved in the US side. So, in the first place, what is the stock exchange? Right? It's basically you can imagine it as a big marketplace where stocks and options are traded, right? That's where all these trading happens, right? But first things first, what even is a stock, right? So basically, in real life, there are companies, right? And they often need people to invest in them to help them to grow, or people may want to invest in these companies to help them to grow, right? And these companies, they actually issue out shares, right? The word shares and stocks are interchangeable. It's actually the same meaning. So I'm going to use the word stocks and shares are interchangeably, right? So these companies, they issue out shares out to the public for people to buy into them, right? So each share is basically a fragment of the company. It's like 0.06% or something like that, depending on how many shares the companies issue out, right? So whenever you buy a share, you are actually investing in a small amount of the company, right? So as the company shrinks or grows, so does the value of each share. And if you if you collect a lot, right, you can basically grow or shrink at the same rate at which the company moves in real life, right? So what are options, right? Options or option contracts are contractual agreements, right, that allow you to buy or sell a bundle of 100 shares, right, at a predetermined price by a predetermined time. And the cool thing about option contracts is that these option contracts are also tradable, right? The shares are tradable. You can buy them, you can sell them to other people participating in the stock market. And options are the same thing. You can buy and sell them, right, to people who are participating in the stock market as well, right? So let's take a look at my platform and let's see what I mean by all this. So I'm using this platform called TD Ameritrade's Think or Swim. It's a free platform that you can download and use, right? It's a pretty powerful platform. Lots of professional traders use this to invest and trade. So you can be rest assured that it's a very good platform for you to download and try out as well. I'll leave a link to download this somewhere down below in the description box, so you can download it and give it a try, right? So I'm looking at this thing called the S&P 500, right? The ticker is called SPY. Okay, so on the US stock exchange, they will name the companies by these things called ticker symbols. So the S&P is called the SPY, right? And this is basically an index, right? An index is basically a bundle of companies, and then they aggregate the prices and they give you a chart on how well or badly the 500 companies are doing altogether, right? In this instance, the S&P 500 bundles the top 500 shares in the S&P in the US stock exchange and generates out these prices for you, right? So let's take a look at an individual company, right? We don't really need to look at the index. Let's take a look at something individual. Let's look at Coca-Cola, right? So Coca-Cola is a company that we all know and love, right? It's listed on the stock exchange, and you can see that, the current price for Coca-Cola is about $65 per share, right? So you can see that, I have my chart out arranged in months. So you can see that in June, July, August, right? It was about $53, $52 a share. And recently it has started to, since December, it has started to go up, right? So so we can see that, Coca-Cola is doing pretty good, right? If we bought it at $52, we would be at $67 a share now, right? So basically this is a share, right? The prices go up and down based on how well the company is doing, as well as supply and demand, right? If the share is valuable because it's doing well, right? More and more people may want it, and by the rules of supply and demand, the prices of the share moves up or down, right? If no one wants it, right? So this is a stock, right? So we know, right? What about options? What are options and what do they look like on the trading platform, right? So like I mentioned before, an option is the right to purchase or sell 100 shares at a predetermined price by a predetermined time, right? So let's take a look, right? So this is basically what options look like, right? It's really scary looking, right? But bear with me, right? I'll just do a very quick one and we can go a lot more in-depth in a more focused options video, right? So if you imagine that you were to buy Coca-Cola right now at $65 a share, 65.78, right? And you buy 100 shares, right? If you buy 100 shares, you would be paying $6,578, right? For 100 Coca-Cola shares, right? But what if you did not want to buy the shares, you wanted to buy the option instead, right? So an option for a 65 or $65 share, 65.78, let's say 65, because they do round up the numbers by up to a nice round number, right? Let's take a look at how much an option contract will cost us, right, to control 100 Coca-Cola shares at $65, right? So basically, it's about $1.98 per share, right? And each share is 100, so you have to multiply everything by 100. So let's take a look at this and see, right? So look at that, right? We are paying about $198, right, or $1.98 per Coca-Cola option contract, right? So in a nutshell, this is basically the difference between options and stocks, right? Stocks are basically the company shares itself, whereas options give you the ability to buy or sell 100 shares at a much lower price, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about how options contract works in a more dedicated video, right? This is just to introduce you guys to the concept of options and stocks, right? So if you found this video helpful, feel free to share it with your friends. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to learn more, right? So I'll see you in the next video. This is John Huang signing off. I'll see you next time. Bye.